Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Brianne from Beyond Creation, and in today's video we have a project share of all of these cards that I made. I took a card class with a local scrapbook shop, and these are all the cards that were made from that class. So let's get into it and I will show you everything that we made. So the class that I took was a Hunkydory card class using the Beautiful Blooms Collection by Hunkydory. These here are my scraps. We have some toppers and some sentiments left, as well as there are some cardstock scraps in here so that I can make a few other smaller cards or a couple of bigger ones. And I have a bunch of the frames that we didn't use here. So there's lots of bits to make more cards than what I have created in the actual class. But to go along with the collection that I received in the class, I also picked up the Beautiful Blooms Mirrory Texture selection. So there's 20 sheets in here and they are textured mirrory cardstock. So that is what this is. I didn't actually open this and use it just because in the card class we were given everything that we needed to make all of the cards that we made. So that included the card base, that included the foiled cardstock, the die cuts. So everything that we needed to make the cards we were provided. So I didn't use this, but having silver mirrored cardstock with the texture is never a bad thing to have in our stash. I also picked up the Beautiful Blooms Luxury Foiled Acetate. So this little package here contains silver foiled and then like a white foil border on some. So there are a few different designs in here. I did open this because I anticipated using it for one of the cards, but then I ended up not using it. I ended up just making the card the way that we were taught in the class. But again, I have this now and it's never a bad thing to have in my stash because acetate is acetate. And we have some with the embellishing borders on it. And then also in the center here, it is just a regular plain acetate. So that can be used on a number of different projects. Okay, starting first with this card. This was a decoupage type card. As you can see, we have all of the layers in the cardstock. We did that by using foam tape and layering those up. These little gemmies are Pink Fresh gemmies. I received those in my card kit as well. And this is a square card. We received the silver foil die cut piece there. That is the matting back piece, and this was a stitched border frame. I believe she said that this one was from Spellbinders, but don't quote me on that. Again, I didn't do the die cutting for that. We just received that in the card kit. And this is a square card. This one measures, let's see, about 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that is what this one looks like. And the sentiment on it says, wishing you all the happiness in the world. So that was one of the first ones we made. Next, using the same decoupage sheet, as you can see, this is another 3D card here. We made this card. This one, we ended up using just a full piece of the cardstock, the patterned cardstock that came in the kit, and we scored that down the center and we created this card. We added some foam and added this diagonal little embellishment here, and then we put on our 3D topper, and this one says just for you. So that was in the next card that we made. Moving on to some purples. So we made this one. This one was a very simple card, and to make this I used my We Are Memory Keepers little press here, and I used the stub press, and that is how we were able to make the corners like this, and we did that on all 4 corners. And this card was super quick, super simple, and that was awesome. We also used our trick of, so this is a 5 by 7 card, and normally with standard sized cardstock, to make a 5 by 7 card, you are going to cut your paper down to 10 inches by 7 inches, and then you score, and then you get a card that opens up basically to the side. But in the class, we were shown and taught again how to convert that into a top folding 5x7 card, and that is what we learned. And it is honestly one of my favorite little tricks to do. I love a top folding card. So if you're interested in seeing how we did that, I would be more than happy to share with you all a little tutorial on how to turn your 5x7 card into a top folding card. Just leave a comment down below and let me know if that's something you are interested in seeing. And then we have this stunning card that has tulips on it. This one was really fun. We were given some vellum for this one. So we layered our die cut pieces from the topper sheet and we glued that onto this vellum, as you can see here. It just kind of adds something a little bit more dynamic to the card. And then we put our topper here. This is lifted. You can see under here the foam tape that we used. So it just adds a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension. And then it says, wishing you many happy returns. So that is that card. And this is a 5x7 card as well, but we left this one to open regular. Next here we have this sweet little card. This was another one that we used some of the cardstock, the pattern cardstock that came, and we just scored it down the middle to create a little card. We added our frame and our floral topper, and then we added our happy birthday sentiment. Again, this was a really quick and easy little card that we made. This is the next one. So what we did was we took one of the pattern pieces of cardstock and we trimmed it so that we could see the flowers on both sides. And then we added on our 3D toppers here, the frame, and then the floral center. And it just turned out so pretty. Lots of foiled accents on this one. And I just love how colorful the florals are on the sides with the blues and the purples and the pinks, and then we have the purple little topper in the center. I just love it so much. Next, we have this really pretty magenta color. This card was a lot of fun to make. This one, we received the die cut circle that has the scallop edging. We used our Pink Fresh Gemmies, and this one, we learned how to trim it down so that it's not a full cover on the front. It is about, I want to say about two-thirds this little open piece is. And then we have our die cut there that just is put in the center so that it looks like it is all one card that opens like a regular card, and then you open it and you realize that it is not the same size. You still have your gemmies, and then you open it up to all of these beautiful florals that you don't know are there. All you have is a little cheeky peeky there of there being something else underneath there, and then you open it up and it has a stunning inside. I love this card so much, and it is also propped up with foam tape. Next here, similar to the card that I just showed you, we have the Pink Fresh Gemmies, and this one is also about 2/3. This flap opens and it gives a little preview of the back. We have used the same piece of cardstock so that it looks all cohesive and like the cover just runs all the way through, even though it doesn't. And then you open it up and you're surprised by this beautiful little floral arrangement. So that was one of the next ones we did. Again, everything is pretty much propped up using foam tape because why not? This card here is an easel card, but this one is interesting because it opens up on a diagonal. So when we open this one up, it goes like that and it sits like that. This one was so much fun to learn how to make. We were given tips on how to score it diagonally so that it was accurately done, and we did some additional foam taping and embellishing on the bottom there, and it was just so much fun to make, and I think it'll look stunning once it's given to somebody and they can prop it up on their desk, on their shelf, whatever they want. And I think it just works both as a card and as a little decorative piece. So that was the next one that we made. This here also was another fun one to make. So what we did was we took the square card and we cut out this center panel. So if I open this up, you'll see we have cut out the center panel and we have attached this bottom panel to the top panel using this topper here. And I just thought it was so fun. This is the one that I almost used my acetate for, but I ended up not using it. I decided just to follow the class instructions perfectly, but she did say that we could use the acetate and the acetate would be basically in here so that it would be one entire piece and then the acetate would be there. But I ended up just, as I said, following the class instructions and not adding that acetate. Second to last here, we have another easel card. So this one we used a 3D topper on. This one has so much depth, so much dimension. This one is one of my favorites. I think there's just so much to this one. And again, like I said, it is an easel card. And the sentiment on the inside says, wishing you a wonderfully bright and beautiful day. And this one, when placed down, sits just like that. So I think, again, I love easel cards for the simple fact that they work both as a card with a sentiment, but they also look really nice propped up as a little piece of decor in an office, in a bedroom, in whatever space that you have. So that was the second to last card that we made. And last, but certainly not least, this is one of my favorite cards that we made. I just love the look of the florals and I love purple. It's one of my favorite colors. It says, especially for you. This isn't an overly complicated card by any means. We, again, used our stub punch. I used my We Are Memory Keepers stub punch for this one. We stub punched all the corners so that they all looked uniform. And then we layered on with foam tape our frame and our floral die cut piece there. And then we have our sentiment that says, especially for you. Thank you so much for watching this project share. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing all of the cards that I've made recently. I had so much fun doing this card class and I love Hunkydory for the simplicity of their cards, but also for the ability to make them look just stunning with the gold foil. I just love Hunkydory cards. I love making them. You'll see actually in one of the next videos that I will be uploading. It is another Hunkydory card project share. I obviously am obsessed with Hunkydory cards. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe to be notified whenever I post a new video. And we will see you in the next Beyond Creation video. Bye.